Yeah, there's a lot of we kind of just went there on this tour. You know, it's try to be really, you know, use video production and other stuff and sparingly, and really focus on the music and the band. But it's called the Sounds of Summer tour. You know, fireworks were a big part of my summers growing up, and explosives, and half sticks of dynamite, and mailboxes, and lighting stuff on fire with gasoline. And so it's kind of it's the Sounds of Summer. So we thought fireworks would be kind of a, you know, pyro would be kind of a cool thing for this tour. And moving forward, I'm not sure next year what it will look like. This year, I just feel like let's just go all out as far as the screen, the pyro, the fire, the smoke. Let's just make it a big show. So it's fun.
That's great.
It's the first time for me having this many toys to play with. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah. But I know there's a lot of earplugs like scattered along the ground. That's it.
I'm just going to go straight to the generally. Yeah. I heard that Boju really is going to be sliding over the hood. And
yes.
Did you get a slide on that too?
I did. So we were in rehearsals, and I thought it'd be great to. We have this great video screen. Great to have someone else introduce what was I thinking other than me. Because usually every year we're all like tank tops at and this thing and that. So I was in my head. I was like, it'd be great to get John Snyder to like introduce what was I thinking. And I called Mary, my manager, and she's like, yeah, we can. He's available, and he lives in LA. And I'm like, it's the last place I want to go is LA. She's like, no, Louisiana. I love that LA. It's like really close. So we went down to his place in LA, and could not have been nicer. I mean, to meet like one of your childhood heroes and come be like just the funniest, coolest guy that lives on town. This, you know, this kind of, not I would say run down, but just kind of like, you know, lived in, you know, 55 acres down in Louisiana. Just it's used by a bunch of other actors. He's really made like a kind of a common center for the acting community down there. He's part of Holden, Louisiana. Just the nicest guy, and so down to earth, funny, and so it was just kind of a dream. It's one of those days that just happened, and I can't believe it happened. It couldn't be nicer. And did some hood sliding on the rental car, and they've got to climb and drive the general vehicle. So it was fun.
You have Kip and Maddie and Tay with you on this tour. Besides the lake jump,
yeah.
Have you guys bonded? Do you think it's going to be a really great tour?
It's going to be good. It's really good. We just played a show in what's that thing? Northern Iowa, like last weekend. Treetown. Some show. That's Maddie and Tay. They're just great. You know, they're really excited. I love having like that brand new artists on the road. Canaan's with too. It's really like texting me all the time how excited they are about the tour. And, for me to get a chance to be up their first tour and kind of set the bar where I think it should be set as far as how you treat opening acts and giving them time during our show, giving them as much of our lighting as they need, just making them feel. I want to make it really hard for whoever takes them out next to top, you know, the way they were treated on this tour. And I think it's gonna be fun backstage. I think they'll spill over to the on stage too. They're up for anything. Canaan too, he's great. Kip's, you know, good friend, and the guy's not afraid to, you know, rib me a little bit. Mike Williams back, so it should be fun. I mean, that's a big part of we picked to go on tour with. You've been doing it as long as I have. So I want to hang out with people that are fun to hang out with off stage. But also, obviously, bring it every night on stage. I heard Maddie and Tay show for the first time in that Iowa game. Great band. I mean, it's awesome. So, Ronnie get shot at those flames.
Yeah, I did.
Brian, I saw you over there trying to
almost got a little too close.
I saw you kind of over there. I was like, I was trying to cheat for a little shot there. Yes.
Hi, I'm Cynthia with Digital Rodeo. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I know this is your 7th album, smash hit album. I love it. It's wonderful. How many tours does this make for you, though?
You know, people ask me that in country music, you guys we're starting a tour, and my response up until 2 years ago was like, how do you start one? I've never ended one. We're always you're starting a tour, like we just tour all the time. This is how it works for us. And this is the first year in 10, 11 years that actually returned the bus to the bus company. We had to get all our stuff off the bus, which never happened. And this is what was I thinking? We had a majority of this year off, so. Just not kind of getting back on the bus, and it's kind of fun to actually stop the tour and work on new music and kind of get out, change gears. And now we're like, I'm fully, after being down this place for 7 days, I feel like I've been I'm like, I feel like I've been on the road for
Ready.
like a month, doing 2 shows a day, breathing in all this air. I'm like, I'm definitely already got my road calluses getting built back up again. But it's great. I love it. I love everything about country music and being a part of it. Just every aspect of it. Just obviously the greatest part is this is the hardest show I do all year. It's just rehearsing here and singing to these black walls. Like once we get out on the road with our fans, it's pretty effortless, and a lot of work that goes into making it effortless. But it's just I really get lost on the stage. I can't remember what the question was. But I'm excited.
That's great. Thank you.
Congratulations on a great show. Your fans have really got
I
something.
think they were loving it, yeah.
In front of them.
Thanks,
When
Ron.
you're putting together something like this, or before you actually come to this point, when you're listening to your music, thinking about the tour,
Yeah.
do you have an idea for what you like to see?
We talk, yeah. I mean, I live on the bus with my band. It's just the 6 of us on that bus together, and so we spend a lot. You know, we all have bunks right across from each other. We spend a lot of time talking about everything. We talk a lot about the show, and we have ideas going into the next year. But this really starts with me and Dan, a fiddle player. He and I sit down and sat down in my kitchen, a couple guitars, and last year's set list, and just start breaking it down. And there's a lot of things we love. I mean, I love last year's show. That's the hardest part of all this is letting go of one tour, one set list, and kind of picking up a new show. And we go down, you know, that really works great, but we've been doing it for too long. And start kind of come up with a rough idea that we then take to the band, and we rehearsed in our bass player's basement over East Nashville for a little bit, you know, just old school style. And there's some kid stuff everywhere. We're kind of cables all over the place. We're all like really close, and then there for a little while. Then we moved over to Soundcheck, which is over by off Jefferson Street. We moved into a small room there for a week, and then we moved into a bigger room, brought some more elements in, and then we moved in here for a while. So there's a lot of it just slowly builds up, and it starts off with the music, and then we just keep giving pieces of that to the rest of the team. And you know, you bring in pyro and all this other stuff. There's a lot of folks involved with need to know what we're doing. So, but we really try to make it about the music first and foremost. And I feel like we need to do something that makes it exciting for us to play some of these songs every year, and then also work with the rest of our crew to make them as big as they can be, or different than the year before, or whatever road we need to take the songs down. But it's a process, but it starts really small and ends with this. It's been good.
Ready to go, man.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Yeah.
Amazing. The centerpiece of the little set that we saw
Yeah.
here is Rising, and
Yeah.
it's the title of the album.
Yeah.
I noticed actually you hadn't performed it for the last couple of
No, I haven't,
shows.
yeah.
But it has a place of prominence.
Yeah.
Talk about the staging of that
Sure.
song and why it is where it is.
Yeah, I feel like my show really is very audience interactive driven. I mean, it just really is a lot of feeding off what they're doing, and I feel like I have like about 2 moments in the show where I can kind of do something like that, and I need to get back to kind of, you know, get back to it's 10 o'clock at night, and people are out here all day long. Let's keep it rocking. You know, there's plenty of time to go play a gig at the station and satisfy that overly acoustic or whatever creative pitch. On the road, we're here to rock them, but a few moments I feel like we can do something kind of special to really get everyone's attention and kind of get Pack and Riser in between a couple bigger hits. I think I have everyone's focus, and I really made it like the centerpiece of the production for the lift and the content. And being a single now, I feel like it has a good spot. And getting to perform it on ACMs is a really nice thing too. To kind of introduce it to those country fans that were tuned in. So yeah, I think it'll be a really big part of the show. You know, a lot of these songs, like I was saying earlier, just 5150 and Sideways, and thinking those are like songs I would never sing alone at home. I mean, those like require, even here it's like very strange. They require people to actually work. It's like they don't work well without folks. But like Riser and I Hold On, these songs are just yeah, you can sing those anywhere. They stand up on their own, and just get a chance to do that song and giving a really nice slot in the show, and the big look is hopefully be impactful on the audience.
And is this your first time with one of those lifts?
First time, I know. I've always wanted one. Either that or a toaster to like shoot you up out of the air, you know. But yeah, that thing's a little shaky up there. I'm used to moving around. It's kind of like, okay, don't do too much of this. And actually, I was thinking about that when I was up there. I was moving around so much. I'm like, I should just maybe look underneath it and make sure, just to see how it's held together.
I was thinking about it too.
I suppose just getting up here and like moving around.
It needs a trampoline
fall.
top.
And I do, and I look back and I'm like, okay, there's that. Okay, just trying to get my bearings. But yeah, it's the first time having something like that. It's awesome. And, just trying to every year make it a little bit keep the fans surprised and keep ourselves surprised and take somewhere new. You know?
That was Riser as a concert piece. Talk about it for a second as a song, as a centerpiece of the album.
It's a big song, and it takes on different meanings as it goes on. You know, just I found out last night that my best friend back in Arizona, his parents were killed in a car crash last night. Both of them last night, so I've been kind of messed up all day long thinking about that. And I was thinking about the song Riser. You know, I had a hard time going through it earlier today, but you know, it's like about them. You know, it's about a song. It's not a song for the dead. It's a song for the living. It's a song of resilience. It's a song for people that are maybe don't feel like or are struggling with how to move forward, how to take a step after a tragedy like that. But you know, you will. You'll find a way, and I kind of find myself today feeling that song's about not just about my friend and his wife, but just about those people that just you rise up to the occasion and you're a riser. So it's kind of takes on different. It's one of the songs that will always have various meanings. But I certainly think about my fans and people out there looking out at a crowd of 20,000 people. You know, everyone's had some stories that they're struggling with, whether it's just bills or their kids, and they're finding a way to make it happen. And that's what that song's about today. Changes.
I've interviewed a couple of. I'm very sorry about your friends.
It's terrible.
I know a lot of artists that I've interviewed have gotten a lot of personal strength from the lyrics, the hard times with the shine into the diamond. But I want to keep that to the ground.
Yeah.
And so, what is your personal mantra? Because I know you personally dealing with some personal tragedy, and like yours and your dad passing. So
Yeah.
what is your secret to personal strength in those times that are completely unexpected?
Well, if we were playing Xbox hockey in the bus, it'd be in defeat unbeatable and victory unbearable. Because I'm really a bad loser, even the worst winner. But you know, there's this great quote. I think it's from Calvin Coolidge, but it was on Harold Bradley's or Owen Bradley's headstone. I always had it when I was working at TNN. All of a sudden, I had it Xeroxed and taped on the front of my writer's book. But it's about determination and persistent, being omnipotent. I can't think of the whole thing, but it's about how the world's full of educated derelicts and lost geniuses. But what really, truly, in the end, what gets you through is just determination and persistence. And it's too long for my Jägermeister drenched brain to remember, but it's a great quote. And I think it is just about just being present in the moment you're in. Whether it's every book that's out there for sale, self-help book or the Bible, it's all about being the now, here and now, being present in the moment you're in. And I just try to be really present no matter where I am, here or with my kids or whatever, just in that exact moment. It's probably my biggest thing I'm always working on, just being present.
And how real is the fear of getting sunburned?
Well, it's funny. That's the second day I came back, they said, don't walk onto the stage, there's a bunch of holes. Those canisters were all, and they're supposed to be under the stage. You're not supposed to see those fire boxes. And they were, where they were under the stage, there was 5 holes exactly where they were. I found out that aluminum burns at 1200 degrees and the fire burns at 3000. So
yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do about that. Something. Those fire boxes, we're going to find a new way to, I don't know, still learning. Maybe there's something sitting there, I don't know. That kind of looked like lights.
It looked cool.
Yeah. So, there's definitely a concern. We had some meetings and kind of know where to go.